What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Wednesday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Peralta. I'm your host for this 365-day, every single morning extravaganza, being brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. New Pick 6 players. You play $5 to get $50 instantly in Pick 6 credits when you use the code JUICE at sign up for DraftKings and the new Pick 6 app. This podcast also being brought to you by our friends at Omaha Steaks. More on them here in just 1 second. But last night, there are some nights where it's a 1-2 that I will take. It's a losing night, but it could have been 0-3. The difference between 1-2 and 0-3 is dramatic. We got there on a last-second bucket with the over for Nova and Penn. That was hairy. We got there on the over 141. It fell 142. Purdue got smoked in the second half against Marquette. And then the Thunder, we were right with the Celtics. I picked the wrong dance partner. Should have picked the Mavericks. That's what I was looking at. The other side, Mavericks won easily. Thunder lost outright as 9-point favorites on the road to the Spurs. Pick the home team, Matt. Don't pick the road team. Moral of the story as we go forward with two-leg moneyline parlays. Pick the home teams. Don't pick the road teams. That was my bad on that. So 1-2 day down 1.25 units. So after winning yesterday, 0.9, and losing today, 1.25, we're down about 3 units for the week, 3.35 units for the week here heading into a Wednesday. So long week to go, but down a little bit. Our winning streak, we won Saturday, we won Sunday, we won Monday. Did we win Saturday? I know we won Sunday. I think we lost Saturday, but we won Sunday, won Monday. Two-day winning streak comes to an end slightly there for now down slightly for the week for us here on a Wednesday. I have got 3 bets in 3 sports to give us: college football, college basketball, and the NBA here on a Wednesday. But first and foremost, Omaha Steaks. They are back. Nothing delivers comfort and joy quite like the unrivaled quality and taste of Omaha Steaks. This year, skip the holiday hustle and bustle and save 50% off gourmet gifts site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Plus, get a $30 reward card when you shop early and score an extra $30 off with the promo code JUICE. With 5 generations of experience, they consistently deliver the world's best steak experience, and gifting experts at Omaha Steaks, they have made it easy to deliver the perfect gift with thoughtfully curated gift packages starting at just $89.99. From legendary steaks to mouthwatering desserts and more. Save 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Plus, Daily Juice listeners, you get an extra $30 off with the promo code JUICE and a $30 reward card when you shop early. That's 50% off omahasteaks.com and an extra $30 off with the promo code JUICE. Minimum purchase may apply. All right, let's start in college football. Buffalo, we've not done Maction in a bit. Eastern Michigan's a mess. Eastern Michigan has lost to Ohio, to Toledo, to Akron. They beat Central Michigan, and they lost to Miami of Ohio. That is 4 losses out of the last 5 games for a team that now is 5-5. They opened up red hot 4-1 since they are 1-4. And they are 3-2 at home, but they lost to Toledo. They lost to Miami of Ohio. They did beat Central Michigan. They're 1-2 over their last 3 games. On the flip side, Buffalo is 6-4 overall. They've won 2 games in a row. They beat Ball State at home. They beat Akron on the road, 41-30. They lost to Ohio. They lost to Western Michigan. So they're 2-2 over their last 4 games, but they're 2-3 on the road. These 2 teams have one common opponent in Ohio, which smoked them both, and Akron. They have 2 common opponents. Ohio smoked both Buffalo and Eastern Michigan, but Buffalo beat Akron 41-30. Eastern Michigan lost to Akron 25-21. The total for this game is 51. I do lean towards the over in this game, but I think Buffalo, who still potentially could play in the MAC championship game, they've got an opportunity to do this. They're playing for something still. I don't believe Eastern Michigan is playing for anything right now. You got Buffalo off, as I said, the 2 straight victories. It makes them feel like they got a shot here. Most likely this is going to be an over game, but because it's MAC, it's the MACtion, I'm always a little bit hesitant on this just because Both defenses are bad. Eastern Michigan is giving up 30 points a game, 32 points a game given up for Buffalo. Buffalo is scoring 26.6 points per game. Eastern Michigan is scoring 26.3 points per game. Look at running the football. Eastern Michigan can't stop anybody. 5.1 yards per rush given up. That's outside the top 100. Buffalo gives up 4.6 yards per rush. That's 87th in the country. But Eastern Michigan doesn't run the ball. 3.6 yards per rush. That's 106th in the country. Offensively, 6.5 yards per pass play. That's 106th in the country. Offensively, Eastern Michigan is not that great. Buffalo might kill them. And as we saw last night with, the Penn and Nova game, it gets hairy in blowouts. It's tough to go over sometimes in blowouts. Buffalo's averaging 4.1 yards per rush. That's 77th in the country. 6.4 yards per pass play. That's 110th in the country. So while these teams are scoring, they don't have massively explosive offenses that are going to put up huge plays. I think Buffalo's playing better football. Buffalo's on the road. They're slight 1-point dogs. It's pretty much a coin flip type of game. I think Buffalo's got more to play for. Buffalo in the MAC, we're taking them to keep the streak alive. Eastern Michigan to lose again. Buffalo to win again. Bet the streak. Buffalo Bulls, money line at even money. Second bet, we're going to college basketball. Illinois against Alabama. This game is in Birmingham. It is at Legacy Arena. It is a semi-neutral site. There'll be all Bama fans there. But it's not on campus. And I do think that's significant. The total for this game is high. And I mean high. I'm really surprised at how high this total is for this game. And I know it's Alabama, but 167.5. Man, look. Bama has played one road game against Purdue. They lost. We were on Purdue in that game. Game went over by half a point. Barely squeaked over. 2-1 to the under for Illinois. 1-1 to the under for Alabama. This is Illinois' first game away from home. And while I think Alabama's got a shot to win the game and cover the 8 points, 8's heavy. I lean towards Illinois on this personally. However, KenPom has this game as a slight win for Bama, a 5-point win for Bama. Also, they have it as a 163 total, not 167.5. And the reason is defense. Alabama is 48th in adjusted efficiency defensively. Illinois is 24th. Illinois is 6th in the country so far in effective field goal percentage. This is Brad Underwood now. This is defense. They're 8th in 3-point defense. We told you about Alabama against Purdue. Bama's not hitting their threes. They're just not. 233rd in 3-point shooting right now. Illinois is 8th in 3-point defense, giving up just 23% from behind the arc. They're 20th in 2-point defense at 40.6%. Look, Illinois is live. They're live to win this game. I think Bama will find a way to win, but I think Bama's defense, which is pretty good too, they're top 50 in effective field goal percentage. 3-point defense hasn't been great, 104th. But Illinois didn't shoot a lot of threes. They're 103rd in 3-point defense. They're 70th in 2-point percentage. Bama defensively is 59th in 2-point percentage. Dog and under. I think you can bet either one. Take your pick. I like the under better just in case Alabama does really clamp down and hit threes. Bama's the third most efficient offense in the country so far this year. Illinois' offense is 35th in adjusted efficiency. They're 65th in effective field goal percentage. I think the defenses are the story of this game here, not the offenses. I'm going to go under 167.5 for Illinois and Alabama. That's a 9 o'clock Eastern time start on the SEC network. That game in Birmingham coming up here for tonight. And finally to the NBA, where we go to the Bulls on the road at the Bucks. Now, these teams played back on the 25th of October when Milwaukee was actually playing decent basketball. 234.5 was the total. The game went over by 20.5 points. Now our total is 237. The difference is that Milwaukee has completely changed the way they play basketball. Milwaukee at home this year is 5-2 to the under this year. On the road, Chicago is 6-3, but I think it might have more to do with the opponents, to be quite honest. Chicago's 6-9 on the year. They're 5-4 on the road, straight up. Milwaukee is 4-3 straight up at home. They're 1-6 on the road. But you look at the way that these games have gone. The Bucks beat Houston 101-100 at home. They beat Detroit 127-120. They beat Toronto 99-85. They lost to Boston 113-107. They play games at home differently. They play defensively differently at home. Against Houston, the game went under by 24 points. Against Detroit, it went over by 33 points, but against Toronto, it went under by 41.5 points, and against Boston, it went under by 9 points. I know on the road, you can look and say, well, the last game was under 234.5 against Detroit. For Chicago, game went under by 0.5 point, just went under. The previous other road games against against Cleveland, over by 31.5 points. Against New York, went over by 15 points. Atlanta, the time before that, game went under by 3 points. We're 2-2 to the under, or 2-2 flat for Chicago in their last 4 road games. I think it has less to do with Chicago and more to do with Milwaukee for me when it comes to a total of 237. This game was on the road. I would feel far more likely to bet the over here in this game, but this game is at home for Milwaukee, and I know these two teams just played, a month ago, but this is a different Milwaukee team. I mean, look, they're going under a ways, and I know we could see a game maybe against Detroit. It was 214 the total, went 127-120. We might get a game like that. That's what the first matchup was between these two teams, 133-122. But they've got Damian Lillard back. I think they'll play better defensively. I'm going to take a shot on the under. It's a little risky, but I'm going to bet the under. Under 237 for Chicago and Milwaukee here in the NBA. That game is going to get going at 7:30 Eastern time in Milwaukee between these two teams. One extra play I'm going to give you guys on the BettingPros app. You guys will go to the app, download it, search at Sports Talk Matt. If you like NBA player props, I will put at least one, maybe 2 NBA player props up on the BettingPros app. You just go and search at Sports Talk Matt on the BettingPros app, and you will see the play. If you like NBA player props, I will have 1 or 2 for you here today, as well as the Bulls and the Bucks. I'll give you those later on today on the BettingPros application. All right, so to recap, we're going Buffalo Bulls money line, even money in MAC football for 1 unit. Under 167.5 for Alabama and Illinois. That game in Birmingham for 1.1 units. And the Bulls and the Bucks under 237 at 1.1 units. That also for 1.1 units. An NBA player prop, at least 1, maybe 2, on the BettingPros app. You guys can go search at Sports Talk Matt on the BettingPros app to find those NBA player props later on today. My name is Matt Peralta. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning. It is the Daily Juice Podcast, presented by DraftKings.